Feeling good, feeling great, yeah. Feeling good, feeling great. We're hanging with hurt. We're hanging. Welcome to the show. We're hanging with hurt. We're hanging.
Hi everyone, I'm Frank Thomas, and this is Hangin' With Hurt. As I go one-on-one with the best in sports and entertainment. What do you think, Big Hurt? In this episode, I'll talk with one of the best defensive players at any position in NFL history. For 17 years, Ray Lewis terrorized offenses en route to becoming one of the greatest linebackers in NFL history. It's time to turn up the intensity with Ray Lewis on Hangin' With Hurt. Woo! Oh, this just brings back so many memories of my Sundays, because I knew it was about to go down with Mr. Ray Lewis. With them fireworks behind you. Just tell me, man, how do you feel coming through that tunnel?
General, Maximus, baby.
It's about to go down, huh?
Hey, let me tell you something, Big Hurt, man. Coming out that tunnel, it became epic, man. But if you thought about why it was started, right? 2000 movie Gladiator came out, and all the things that went on in my life and things, brother. And it was this moment. It was this moment that a warrior, he shows up and he tells his army, he tells his troops. So I came out of that tunnel to tell my city, to tell my team. The battle, right? The scoreboard may say one thing, but the battle is what we're here for. And it was, and so, man, to come out that tunnel, I'm telling you, man, I broke Twitter before Twitter even was out.
I can tell you what, it was must-watch TV. I was tuned in. It was my off season. I made sure I watched you every Sunday.
Daddy, listen, you know this now. It's so much love and so much respect I got for you, brother, because when Big Hurt stepped up to that line, see, a lot of people ain't got that big back high, that backside.
Don't you start today.
All right, I'll be good.
Bear with me here. I got to run down these accolades.
Please.
First ballot Hall of Famer, Super Bowl MVP, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, all NFL team. Of all these accolades in 17 years, what are you most proud of?
Wow, in the game. Honestly, all of the accolades were amazing. I think they were personal to me. But I think the thing that I'm more proud of than anything is how I was able to shape and mold men to go beyond just the game of football, right? Because we were not a good team when we first started, Hurt. And for Ozzie Newsome, Art Modell, and Steve Bisciotti now to give me the reins to that city and say, you build us a championship team. You tell us who you should play with. And to see my mother watch me go through that, build that, it's probably my most proudest moment, because I told the city, I told Art Modell, rest in peace. I said, Art, what's the one thing you've never touched? He said, Ray, I've never been to a Super Bowl. I don't have a Super Bowl. And I said, well, that's the one thing I will guarantee you. If I'm in Baltimore, and so from a game perspective, the proudest thing to ever bring Art Modell, Ozzie, and all of those guys was a Super Bowl. But what I brought to the city of Baltimore was this urgency of belief and togetherness. And it's probably my proudest thing, man, that I did was captivate a city. And now it's forever, right? You always read these stories about when something started and what it looked like, right? And me and Jonathan Ogden first got there, Big Hurt, we didn't have a decal, we didn't have colors, we didn't have nothing, right? And it's like, who are we? When I got drafted, it was like, you're drafted to Baltimore. I'm like, Baltimore who? I'm like, who's Baltimore? Like all of these teams with this legendary history, and I don't know where I'm getting drafted at. But then when I got to Baltimore, I'll never forget, I told J.O. the first day, I said, J.O., imagine if we turn this city around and we put this city on the map, we will be remembered forever And for me, Big Hurt, man, I watched my mother burst in tears when they put that statue of her son outside of that stadium. And I said, Mama, remember what they told you at 15 years old when I was in your womb. And imagine now. So, man, it's one of those stories, man, that I keep living it.
Well, Ray, you were one of the most athletic linebackers of all time.
Yeah.
Today, the game is totally different. You got the era of the mobile quarterbacks. How would you attack these young men, the Kyler Murrays, the Lamar Jacksons, the Russell Wilsons? What would you do in these situations now? Because I know your preparation, you always got a game plan. In your mind, what would Ray Lewis do right now?
Yeah. I think it's two parts of that question, right? Are you asking me if I was playing now?
If you were playing now.
If I was playing then.
If you're playing now.
Yeah, if you're playing now, I may be opting out.
Yeah,
and not because of COVID. Because of COVID, but because of when quarterbacks like that, right? When I was playing, when you was a quarterback and you ran the ball, that was a business decision. You better be okay with that decision because we are hunting you, right? And that's the difference right now. I mean, oh my gosh, you got Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's doing backward spins in the middle of a play. Ain't no question.
That's a whole different animal. I didn't bring him up because he's smart enough not to use his legs as much. You know, he can throw from all different angles, his baseball background. He's just amazing.
I think it's a different game, but what I will tell you is this. One of the things that you have to do, so take Michael Vick, right? And I won't go too technical, but from a defensive perspective on the field is what we don't have that many of anymore, which is pure generals that does not have to look to the sideline to ask, how do I stop a Michael Vick? No, what I do, I tell my right end, listen, you climb high. I tell my left end, you come on and you come under. We're gonna force him to go one way, right? And now you can dictate. One of the things I've seen with Patrick Mahomes, everybody always lets him out to his right. Never let Patrick Mahomes out to his right. If Patrick Mahomes is gonna get out, dang it, he's going left. And if he can take it and throw it back across his body going left, then he's a magician. But you have to change the dynamics of the game with the Kyler Murrays, with Lamar Jacksons, and with people like this. And honestly, if I was playing, I'm walking by them in pregame and I'm saying, you can run it, but it's going to be punishment. And I'm willing to pay the fine, but it's going to be punishment. And that's kind of the mentality and the chess match that you play back and forth. Yeah.
I love to talk to you because, man, you're so strategical. And back in the day, you had some great battles with big running backs, especially Eddie George.
Yeah.
But right now, there's a new king of the hill, and his name is King Derrick Henry. I mean, he's a beast.
Yeah.
If you had to really slow this guy down, what would be your plan of attack against this man? Because he is totally dominant, throwing guys around. What would Mr. Ray Lewis do?
You ain't talking to a defensive back? Man, you are talking to a lion, man. This ain't no game. Listen, I told D. Harris tell you this. I said, boy, I've been watching your game. I said, you remind me a lot of Eddie George, and look, Daddy, I dance with them all. Yes, but sir. I'm telling you, like, his style of play, and I made a joke to the Ravens owner. I say, I just want to come back one time to play against Derrick Henry, one time. Because honestly, I'm looking for contact. Right? A lot of people are trying to tackle him the way that he can't be tackled the way that people are trying to tackle him, right? You got DBs running up to him high, trying to jump on his shoulder pads and stuff. Man, you got because he high, he's 6'3", 6'4". Yes. Right? So I'm kissing him. Come here. Okay. Let me talk to you. Play after play after play. And that's the difference, right? We don't have that physicality from the linebacker position. We don't have that anymore.
What if Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor, and Dick Butkus were all teammates? I'll ask him next on Hangin' With Hurt. Oh, baby.
Hangin' With Hurt is sponsored by Gold Rush Gaming. Frank Thomas? The Big Hurt in my car.
Yes.
NUGENIX Total T. It's the real deal, right?
When I turned 40, like you said, I started to feel run down on account of
Because of your...
Right, your free testosterone levels drop.
Yep.
So what did I do?
I hope you tried NUGENIX. Started with a complimentary bottle, and what a difference.
To get your complimentary bottle of NUGENIX Total T, text SPRINT to 231231. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels so you can trim up and stay lean.
Thanks to you and NUGENIX, I feel like my old self again.
That's great, man. And you know what else?
Oh yeah, she'll like it too.
Oh, that's my line.
Get your complimentary bottle of NUGENIX now. Text SPRINT to 231231. Text now and we'll include a bottle of NUGENIX Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's SPRINT to 231231.
Don't take a chance on another gaming company. At Gold Rush Gaming, we offer the highest quality of service and games in the video gaming industry, with unparalleled dedication and proven gaming knowledge. We are here to help you make your business successful. We provide the most efficient service possible, in addition to offering the newest games and upgrades as they become available to the market. You're always dealt a winning hand with Gold Rush Gaming. Reach out today and see what a difference the gold standard can make.
Here's what it takes to make the world's finest golf clubs. Unlimited time, money, passion. Start early, stay late, dream big, lose sleep, lose patience, never lose focus. Ignore what's been done before, ignore the haters, overanalyze, overagonize, never accept good enough until forgiveness, performance, and feel are absolutely amazing. BXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
This segment of Hangin' With Hurt is brought to you by NUGENIX.
Welcome back to Hangin' With Hurt. I'm Frank Thomas. Time for What If, where I pose a question to Ray Lewis. Who would play middle linebacker if he, Dick Buckets, and Lawrence Taylor were on the same team?
Listen, Dick, slide to the left. LT, slide to the right. Leave Sugar in the middle, and we can make this thing wiggle. I love you. Big Hurt, I'm talking to you now. I'm telling you the truth. I love Buckets. But Buckets, I need you on one side and let me clean up everything else. LT, you turn it back to me, and I scrape over the top.
I can tell you what, hey, there'll be some teams shaking on Sunday. I can tell you that much. Let me tell you something. That's a bad lineup. Ray, I want to ask you about your Power 52 Foundation. Mm-hmm. What made you want to get involved in providing renewable solar energy in the inner city communities?
Yeah, after the unrest, 2015, after the unrest of Freddie Gray, the city of Baltimore was burning, and the whole outside made Baltimore so bad, and it was a few people, right, making the city look like it was looking. But the thing that happened was I started walking the streets again, and the question was, what's the problem? Why are we burning our city? Why are we tearing up what's ours? Why is the violence so high? And then the answer kept coming back, there's no quality jobs. So now you have young kids coming out of high school, and instead of making $3 and $4 an hour, they're joining gangs, right? Why? Because the money is more relevant, right? Fathers aren't in their lives. And so all of these dynamics, then you started watching the veterans, right? 22 veterans kill themselves daily. Now I've been working with the military for years, but me, Rob Wallace, Sheree Brooks, Rob had a company called Biff Energy, right? Him and his father started almost 10, 15 years ago. And they was in the solar business. And I met Rob and we got together and I said, bro, we got to do something. I need to do something. Tell me what your skill is. He said, my skill is in renewable energy, right? Solar. I said, wow. I was like, bro, so let's use that. Educate me, but I need you to educate me, right? So he started educating me and we was on trains and we was on planes, jets, just going through it. And I was like, I got it. We got to create an entire foundation. We got to create a school. We got to create something that gives second and third chance offenders opportunities, right? Regardless of what their record says. We got to give veterans a real quality job, right? That's paying $15 to $20 an hour instead of $3 an hour. Boom, it started to pick up. And then the first time that we actually got ready to actually launch it, we got ready to launch it. And it was like, wait a minute, you guys are about to launch a solar company. And then his father gave us his blessing. And then boom, Power 52 was born. But I want to share something with you, right? Because we was the first in the nation to build a resiliency hub servicing a public housing community. First in the nation, right? I'm telling you, like, these are things that we were able to do. It's just like right now in the British Virgin Islands, right? In an island called Tortola, we're building our next school in Tortola, right? We're the first company ever, right? Black-owned company to ever take an entire island off the grid, which is Anegada in the British Virgin Islands. So as you see, but what has happened is it's this incubator of opportunity, right? So take Judge Nicole Pastoria, right? So instead of sending second and third chance offenders to prison for 6 months to a year, no, you send them to my program. Right. Why? Because my program, before we teach you solar, we start with 52 core principles. So we actually rebuild the individual, right? So before you learn anything but solar, you have to build a foundation of getting away from your old crowds, changing your language, changing your imagination, and dictating your future. And that's what Power 52 is built to do. Yeah.
Let me ask you this serious question here.
Yes.
Is there any interest in you owning a franchise besides the Baltimore Ravens? If you can't do the Baltimore Ravens, because I think of Michael Jordan, I think of Derek Jeter, and you come to mind with me. You have so much to give. Would you ever consider owning the franchises if the opportunity presented itself?
Yeah, I've entertained it. Still entertaining it. I think my vision of where I see myself at 55 and 60 years old may expand past that a little bit. I'm always engaged to the game. I know everything about the game, but I think what I'm doing from a broader perspective, you know, my company, No Excuses, is what you're talking about. It's like I'm trying to expand. Like, the whole thesis behind this company is how do you affect, redirect, or give hope to 1 billion people? How do you do that, right? And so because I took the football experience and I'm in those meetings, I'm in those rooms. Frank, I'm telling you, man, I've had these conversations over and over again. And I mean, just me and you speaking, it's go where it needs to go. But, you know, I've had the financial backing behind me to own a team for the last 2 years. You know, not that I share with anybody, because there's no need to share with anybody, but I've built that. And so is it something that maybe I pursue 2 to 3 years? Absolutely. It's just something that I'm very passionate about. And one of the reasons I'm passionate about owning a National Football League team is because there's never been a Black owner of a National Football team. Yes, and I think for 78% of the league to be Afro-American, then there has to be a clear statement made. It almost, you know, sometimes it surprises me why we've never, you know, when you think about another Black commissioner, right? Somebody to be in those positions to make sure, right, that our communities are being taken care of, right? All of this injustice stuff has to happen before people step up. No, don't step up then. Because I came from that same community. I came from same injustices, the same issues that we're seeing. Rodney King dealt with the same things. So all of us dealt with that. So from the top level, Frank, where my interest is only becoming an owner to break that curse, to say, why are we making everybody else so much money, but we don't have not one Black owner in the National Football League?
We hope to see Ray Lewis as an NFL owner someday. We'll be right back with Circling the Bases on Hangin' With Hurt.
Hangin' With Hurt is brought to you in part by PXG.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40...
Let me guess, less energy?
Less drive?
Definitely.
It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age.
Happened to you guys?
Yep.
So what did you do?
We got NUGENIX Total T.
To get your complimentary bottle of NUGENIX Total T, text SPRINT to 321321. This unique man-boosting formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help increase testosterone levels.
That does it. I gotta get NUGENIX.
Just send a text
for a complimentary bottle.
And by the way, she'll like it too.
Get your complimentary bottle of NUGENIX now. Text SPRINT to 321321. Text now and we'll include a bottle of NUGENIX Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. Absolutely free. That's SPRINT to 321321.
PXG's world-class golf clubs are made for players of every skill level and budget. And now, even better news. We just made PXG for Heroes special pricing sharper than ever. And because Heroes are everywhere, everybody gets special pricing on most products. So what are you waiting for? Call us or visit PXG.com and take your game to a whole new level. If that's not fun, tell me what is, baby. PXG, nobody makes golf clubs the way we do, period.
Hi, I'm Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. As a 20-year former pro athlete, I've had 6 sport-related surgeries. Believe me, I know pain. Through the years, I've tried every possible remedy with little results. 50 million Americans suffer from pain every day. Well, now you don't have to suffer anymore. It's a new pain relief product that is made with natural hemp extract and profoundly effective. Ecoderm, the Big Hurt Pain Cream.
To order Ecoderm, go to ecosciences.com or call 888-578-0012.
Hanging with the hurt. We're hanging, feeling good.
Each week on Hangin' With Hurt, I'll check in with my guy, Mr. Gaspy. Today we're at his playground in Barrington Hills.
It's time for our final segment with Ray Lewis on Hangin' With Hurt. It's called Circling the Bases.
I have a funny question here.
Yeah.
If you had a reservation for dinner with 4 people, Daddy can't be there. You know, I can't be there that night. But dead or alive, who would be those 4 people?
Wow. I don't know, man, because spiritually, like, one person that I've always wanted to just have a personal conversation with is King David. I just really do, right? Another one will probably be Bruce Lee.
Okay.
Another one will probably be Ali. You told me to take you out of it.
Yeah, I'm busy that night.
And then I think, man, look, I'm kind of a there was a pastor who passed a few years ago that I really wish I could have spent a lot of time with, which was Dr. Miles Monroe, because of his knowledge and because of his education of what he started to do. And he's the reason why I read almost 4 books a day, because of him. And so those kind of groups of people is kind of who I would kind of pick, you know, out of a litter of people I want to talk to.
What defines Ray Lewis?
Whoa, wow. Actually, my foundation defines who I am. You know, a lot of people think, so I'm gonna be real quick. A lot of people think, you know, that when God created Adam and Eve, that man was the head of the household. Man was actually the foundation of the household, because the foundation is the person that you must stand on and stand behind. And what defines me is that foundation. It's the foundation of who I am, who I'm in love with. God is the king of my life. The foundation of my life is faith. The hope of my life is to be persistent enough to affect enough people that they turn their lives over to God. And so for me, man, my mother installed this in me when I was young, and she taught me something, and she introduced me to God. And I fell in love with him. I freaking fell in love with God. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I started to realize that when you choose him, you will be tested. And so throughout those tests, I found something that works: faith, hope, accountability, and responsibility. And you don't never go away from that, because that's your base. If you're building a house, you must build your house on hope. You must build it right. And so those things is what excites me about who I am as a person. So when I sit down to have conversations, everybody always say, boy, I love you, right? And it's really the foundation, right, that you guys are in love with, because I'm so stable in who I am as an individual, Big Hurt. And every day, me and my mom just got to talk. My mom's a pastor, but I just got to talk to my mom yesterday, and I said, Mom, you know, one thing that I'm so appreciative about is that what you gave me when I was a child. She told me, she said, read the life of King David. She said, because when you was in my belly, I named you King David. And I said, Mom, why would you name me King David? She said, read it. Mm-hmm. And then there was a point in there where David had went through a rough time, and David had to encourage himself. But then at the end of it, God said, he was a man after my own heart. So if I was to define who I am as a man, I am a man after God's own heart. Truly.
Right?
Real talk. Real talk.
I feel honored and blessed to have you on my program, Hanging with Hurt, because your passion, your energy, it just drives what the NFL really should be about. Because men like you don't come around too often, and I just feel honored and thank you for spending your precious time today with Hanging with Hurt.
Thank you. Thank Hurt. Listen, man, I told you this, right? I'm gonna let you go, but I told you this, Hurt. Many are called, few are chosen. And the few has a foundation that can be followed, but it's only a few that will ever follow it. And my mother became my leader. And the man that I am now, Hurt. What? That's why I couldn't lose. That's why scoreboards stopped getting at me. I wanted to battle. I wanted to fight. I wanted to give everything I had. And now that I'm on this half of life, what I'm about to go do on this bike right now for about 50 miles, don't worry about me being tired. I'm about to punish the bike.
Well, when I saw you last month, you're in the best shape of your life.
Listen.
I mean, you look amazing.
If they needed sugar to come back, listen, give me 4 months. I can take you back to that dance one more time. I'm talking about this.
Oh, bring it to me, Ray. Bring it to me, Ray. Oh, don't get me excited like this. Love you, brother.
I love you to death, man.
Well, Ray Lewis certainly knows how to pump me up. We'd like to thank Ray Lewis and you for coming out for this edition of Hanging with Hurt. I'm Frank Thomas, your host. We'll see you next time. For the latest on Hanging with Hurt and for future episodes, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Hangin' With Hurt.
We're feeling good, like we knew we would.
Don't take a chance on another gaming company. At Gold Rush Gaming, we offer the highest quality of service and games in the video gaming industry, with unparalleled dedication and proven gaming knowledge. We are here to help you make your business successful. We provide the most efficient service possible, in addition to offering the newest games and upgrades as they become available to the market. You're always dealt a winning hand with Gold Rush Gaming. Reach out today and see what a difference the gold standard can make.
Hi, I'm Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. As a 20-year former pro athlete, I've had 6 sport-related surgeries. Believe me, I know pain. Through the years, I've tried every possible remedy with little results. 50 million Americans suffer from pain every day. Well, now you don't have to suffer anymore. It's a new pain relief product that is made with natural hemp extract and profoundly effective. EcoDerm, the Big Hurt Pain Cream.
To order EcoDerm, go to ecosciences.com or call 888-578-0012.